Hey everybody, I want to Weasel here. 3:19 a.m. Wednesday, the 21st of January, 2015. We just introduced Elite Trigger Happy. I'm gonna pull him, the character I picked up in conjunction with him at the most recent Skylander Day on the 10th was Whirlwind. It was a nice little deal. $19.99 I feel is the perfect price for these characters. That said, I have not had time to introduce either one of these. This is her first time on the Portal of Power, and she looks pretty freaking awesome in the game, just as she does in her special collector's case. Let me get back over here to my base stat spreadsheet so we can get her documented. She should be pretty potent. So, alright. Whirlwind.
Talk to
Don't even have her name
when you're
tagged
ready
in
to
yet.
learn about
Her health begins at 810 now, which is pretty dadgum good. Only behind Spyro and Chop Chop, I believe. Terrafin as well. Equal to Stealth Elf, essentially. So, that said, you can enjoy her idle animations. We'll come in here before we do anything. She looks pretty good there, too. We'll come down here and actually... Yeah, let's do her stats first. Alright, so her armor is going to be 54. Nothing wrong with that. Speed 70, the same as Trigger Happy. 150 on the critical hit, same as Trigger Happy. And then her elemental power 60, which again, I mean, that's technically, moot point there. But we'll go ahead and save that. Back out of here. Take a look at her powers. I'm still torn on what I want to do with her. I actually like both paths. I've kind of, over the course of the last, 3 games, I've determined Tempest Dragon is the better path. But I still enjoy Ultimate Rainbower. Only sad thing really about Elite Whirlwind is her Soul Gem is pointless to me still, because I never really get to play 2-player playthrough type situations. But Rainbow of Doom, this is her box stock attack. It's still hilarious every time I read anything about rainbows and dooms. An arced blast of rainbow energy. Secondary attack is Tempest Cloud. Send forth clouds that electrocute nearby enemies. These next 4 are her first base upgrades. We've got Rainbow Chain. Rainbows do extra damage. Shoot a Tempest Cloud and a second rainbow chains off of it. After that, we've got Triple Tempest. Have 3 Tempest Clouds active. Tempest Clouds do extra damage. Again, all this vagueness about damage and more and increased and even more and maximum, that's what inspired me to actually start documenting this stuff. That kind of talk just drives me crazy. And it makes it hard to know what to do. That said, Dragonflight, this one's straightforward. Press Y to fly. And then, of course, just like Spyro, increase speed and armor while flying. Final base upgrade is Dual Rainbows. Note that it's not dual as in 2, but dual as in fighting. Shoot a Tempest Cloud, and 2 rainbows will chain off of it. She gets some pretty good range going at this point in time. Top path here is Ultimate Rainbow. It begins with Double Dose of Doom. Again, this sounds like Chaos should be narrating some of these. Shoot 2 rainbows of Doom at once. Next one is Atomic Rainbow. Rainbow of Doom attack does increased damage. And lastly, you've got the Psychedelic Rainbow, Rainbow Singularity. Hold X to charge up a super powerful Rainbow of Doom. I still remember doing this for the first time against my nephew in PvP all the way back in SSA. I think he was Slam Bam. I know he was, actually. Now it's alternating through some characters, and I just unleashed the fury on him, and he was like, what was that? And it was Rainbow Singularity. That said, bottom path here, it is the Tempest Dragon, which again, it may not look as cool, or you might think, that top path's going to be easier and more functional. This is a force to be reckoned with, I assure you. Triple Rainbow, it's full on, gets it started. Shoot a Tempest Cloud, and 3 rainbows will chain off of it. Then we've got Tempest Tantrum. Bigger Tempest Cloud does increased damage with increased range. And lastly, you've got Tempest Matrix. Electricity forms between Tempest Clouds that hurt enemies. This makes her a very powerful little lady, particularly when you consider she can hover inside of those while flying and unleash Rainbow of Doom attacks. It's a very, very potent little setup she has. And lastly, again, it's awesome that Boomer is still the featured character there, but it's the Rainbow of Healing. Rainbows heal your allies. This is awesome. I mean, if you play all the time with a brother or sister, or niece, nephew, parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, whoever it may be, she's got a huge asset here. Your friend could suck at the game, Let's just be quite honest here. And you could play as Whirlwind, who's a very powerful character, especially in elite form, and you can heal your friend that sucks at the game, or your parent that's not very good at it, you know. Parents, if your kids, kind of struggle in some parts, throw a Whirlwind on and you can heal them up. That way they don't lose their favorite character. But for me personally, I do things here at 3 in the morning. I've never really gotten anything out of that. So, maybe if my nephew and I ever play and he gets in a situation where Slam Bam's really low, we don't want to like miss out on the don't lose any Skylanders, I could throw Whirlwind on, but sadly, for me and I guess probably quite a few others, it's a cool deal and we wish we could use it, but we can't. So, unless I start playing with 2 controllers and stuff, it's kind of just a bum deal. But that said, we'll back out of here and let's take a look at what she is doing attack damage wise. Again, this is kind of her speed. Her jump, pretty much traditional. It's what you'd expect from an air dragon Whirlwind. Not Whirlwind, but like dragon unicorn hybrid, of course. Primary attack, again, it is the Rainbow of Doom. This is what it looks like. Basically looks like she's shooting like a rainbow Easter egg orb, projectile at people. And what she excelled at in SSA, you had so many enemies, like you'd be coming over here, and you would like need to kill something up here, where that air element icon is, to get your enemy goal, and no one could do it. And you're like, what is the deal in this game? I have to kill this, mage or whatever it is up there. And then you come in Whirlwind and you can see, just like old times, she's able to get that arc shot, right up on the ledge and over it, and it's, those little things, a lot of those special traits, like water characters or air characters being necessary to clear water. Some of those classic elements I actually do miss. This was kind of more of an inconvenience than most things, but I mean it did make her super unique in that sense. Saw the damage there, that was a 216, so 144 to 216. She doesn't have, incredible range on it. We'll kind of use this dummy for a sample. I am now in the water, and she hits it. The minute we get back on the island here at the very edge even, well, she hits it. The minute we get back higher on the island, okay, the minute we get in the middle of the island, she loses the range. So she can basically shoot across the river. Let's use this bridge as another sample for you. If she could shoot it across the middle, would be nice. She basically can span the bridge, or almost span the bridge. Let's maybe try it from this angle. Okay, so you get the idea. If she's right up on it, she can get about across the bridge. And of course you can jump and shoot as well. So keep that in mind. You get even more of the arc on her stuff, and you can appreciate more rainbow. For those of you rainbow fans, you'll want to come to the high point of the bridge, jump and shoot. And you can take in a lot of rainbow Roy G. Biv awesomeness. Secondary attack, it is her Tempest Cloud, I think is what it was called. So just to kind of showcase it, you got 1, you got 2, you got 1, you got 1. You're only going to have 1. Again, you get to the point where you can have more than 1, including 3, which is when it gets awesome. But let's just go ahead and show you the electro damage. 180, 120, you get the idea. And I mean, this is all now 3 times what it used to be. So she's quite awesome. 3 times as awesome, in fact. So 120 to 180 is there. This is Elite Whirlwind again. I will showcase both paths for you. I am honestly not sure which one I will ultimately take for it. I feel like here lately I've just, every time I've had Whirlwind, which, granted that's like Polar Whirlwind and Hornblast Whirlwind, it's been Tempest Dragon. And I don't know if I'll do that for her or if I'll let her take Ultimate Rainbower. I'll figure something out. I may bust out some old Whirlwinds and kind of, do some background research before I make my choice. I do kind of like to have a variety, but I mean, sometimes certain paths are just, more desirable or more functional for my playstyle. So that said, she looks really good. Most importantly, though, she looks awesome in her collector case here. So again, the way they set it up, unlike the Amiibo, these are still fully functional in the packaging. I know it looks like a lot, and you think, man, that's not going to read through on the portal. have no fear, it will function just fine. I've got mine in the box. I haven't unboxed them or anything just yet. Again, on sale on Skylander Day, it was a really, really sweet purchase price at $19.99, which again, that is what I personally feel they should have been priced at to begin with. But I just think it's a nice setup there for 20 bucks range. You're getting a character 3 times as powerful as a collector's item. You've got the collector memorabilia. It's not just standard packaging, so I would be cool with the 5 extra bucks. $24.99 I'm still okay with, obviously, or I wouldn't have bought all the other ones. But and 2 Terrafins at that. But the thing is, you have to remember, it's kind of also taken the place of, like some variants people would always want to chase down and everything. So you're getting in all honesty, even at 25 mark, it's a pretty good deal. I just feel like at 19 they would have been able to sell a lot more. It's kind of one of those deals, you can price a car at 30 grand, and yeah, you might sell 10 of them and have your 300,000. But if you would have priced it at, say, 25 grand, you might come in and instead of selling 10 cars, you might sell 20, and then you'd have way more money in the bank at the end of the day. But, it is what it is. And like I said, the Skylander Day sales have been pretty good on them. So always keep track of those. I have always kind of wondered if these would be like very limited. I don't know if just a lot of people aren't buying them. The good news is if people want them, they've been pretty easy to find. So I don't think anyone should have to resort to like turning their life savings over to some anonymous eBay person, scumbag. But I don't know. I've always kind of thought, you might ought to get these while they're available. For all I don't know, they might be selling them for 10 bucks, during Skylanders 5 or something, who knows. But something I enjoy, and again, it's cool characters. I'm hopeful they continue it, actually. At some point in time, I may just do like a playthrough with the Elites. I don't think I'd have any trouble doing it. I think I could start box stock and do it too. But that said, it's Elite Whirlwind. I'll showcase both paths for you. If you have not subscribed here on YouTube, make sure you do that. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. My personal site is oneofwisdom.com. If you like what you see there, I had so much information on that site, I had to start a second one. It is the Skylander Club forum. This is kind of set up to allow everybody to get involved, more people to sign up. Things of that nature. It's the best way to communicate with me outside of Twitter. It works. That's the bottom line. SkylanderClub.com. Check it out. If you like what you see there, sign up. We would love to have you. That said, I turned the console on tonight for the sole purpose of confirming some trap names before I unbox them. So I'm going to go do that. And like I said, both Elite Whirlwind and Elite Trigger Happy, I'm going to showcase both paths for you. I'm pretty excited to do it. And that'll honestly probably be the next 2 recording sessions I do. Will be for these guys here. So stay tuned for that. Again, make sure you're subscribed, and I will catch you back here next time.